I don't care if it's harder. I don't care if he sees me coming, because he won't be able to stop me.
Chase's face says otherwise.
James!
Jace is like,
To me.
noted.
All right, welcome back, fellow geeks, to our next episode of Stolen Fate. All right, when we last left off, we were in Katapesh. I forgot where we were at for a second. Somewhere in Galarian.
What's happening?
The GM's already lost. We were in Katapesh. You all just had a peaceful night of rest after a day of political intrigue. As a reminder for you guys, starting off this day, we're still kind of in downtime, but we're kind of leaving downtime here, assuming you guys are gonna, do your jobs. You guys are supposed to meet with Usilkit today, and he is going to introduce you to a couple of characters that you actually already stumbled upon in your adventures the day prior, which is Shanaka, the Derhi, and Yazam, the Hadi. They both have separate requests for you, visiting from the ruins of Ko. Yeah. And then also as a reminder, the ruins of Ko have some sort of magical protection over them where it is very risky to teleport into or within them or to scry upon them. But the Pact Masters have offered to let you use a Witchweird beacon, which is basically a portal that you can use to travel just outside the ruins of Ko. And they are claiming that it should be safe. And a fun thing I found is I actually have art of a Witchweird beacon. There it is. Now that's very large, but those somebody go ahead and describe that, Em.
Okay, yeah. So imagine a pedestal with two sticks coming out of it, and then a rod connecting them. And then suspended on that rod are a bunch of rings that get smaller and smaller as it comes towards the middle. And it looks like they can all spin because they're all standing at different angles. All of the metals are different colors as well. That could be clutch later.
Part of that technology. Yeah, those rings will spin and they will form portals. And based on the orientations of the rings, determines the location that you are teleported to. They can have several locations keyed in kind of like coordinates with the rings. That is pretty kept secret technology, and they ask that you kept that on the down low. So, in the morning, you guys are going to have a servant, just a halfling gentleman with a very twirled mustache, very nice clothes. He's going to knock on all of your doors. Good morning. We have meetings set up for all of you today before you set out. Orders of Usilkit.
Oh, I'm so glad that he told us about that.
I believe he did, sir.
I know. That's why I said I'm so glad he told me. I'm ready.
Oh, I thought it was sarcasm. Apologies.
Ridiculous.
I will be here in the gardens awaiting you. Go ahead and get yourself ready, and I shall escort you to the meeting.
Krunk just gives him a long stare. Go.
He nods, and he goes and sits down on a bench in the garden.
Jack will get ready and go find Krunk first. Or, go to Krunk's room first. So, how you feeling?
Honestly, Jack, a little apprehensive, but it does seem as if Desna has guided me here.
Yeah, I mean, and they clearly like you, or at least they think you're really awesome and powerful, so it's already a leg up in this whole thing.
Jack, do you really think so?
Yes, I know so. I literally heard people talking about you, and I may have swayed them a little to that viewpoint as well.
You're a good friend, Jack.
Well, let's go get Gingham and do this thing, yeah?
Yes, but before we go, I must ask, how do you feel about all this? Doesn't this feel a little strange, all that's going on? Sudden.
I would use those two words to describe the last month of my life.
Yes.
So yes, this tracks. It feels like it falls into the same bucket. You know, to be honest, Krunk, I'm just glad that these people aren't trying to kill us for the cards for a change and are actually trying to help us. That's new. And
All
even
right.
if it's for their own reasons, at least it's helpful.
I feel a bit taken advantage of, Jack. And I'm not quite certain how... everyone has their own machinations.
Yeah,
And why did Desna lead me into this pit of lies and manipulation?
well, we won't be here for long. Once we're out traveling, they won't really have much of a say over what we do, right?
I suppose that is true.
You just have to get through this part. You know, tell people what they want to hear, smile, nod, shake some hands, pat some backs, whatever.
I don't think I can say that I am going to side with the Lich. And I don't know how to tell Gingham that.
Well, why don't we talk to Gingham about that? Besides, I could say that part. If it's just the saying, you know.
It is that I'm representing Desna. I am known as her blessed and chosen one. I can't be seen doing this.
All right, hold on. Jack will go knock on Gingham's door.
Oh yeah, Gingham. Oh,
Gingham, he's having second thoughts on the whole thing, and we just need to talk him down.
oh, Krunk on the Lich.
On the Lich thing. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really like the idea of even pretending to support a Lich. But, I mean, I guess we could change plans.
Well,
Anyway, why don't you go talk to him? You're the one who talked to the rat folk. I don't actually have any skin in this game. I just want to get through this alive.
that's true. Well, all right. Gingham will walk on down. Krunk.
Gingham.
Jack said that you were thinking that we don't publicly support the Lich.
I just don't think I can say that. You know what I mean?
Well, you don't have to say it.
And I can't have someone else say it for me. I can't. I'm a public figure.
Well, what if it's like, you know, the pact makers people, they have, you still can't be their voice. And so maybe that's what Jack and I are. And
You're
then you don't
still
have
speaking
To...
for me, Gingham.
Well, we're speaking for everybody, aren't we?
Yes, and I can't have you speaking for me that I am for this Lich. It is...
Oh, I have an idea. What
Jack
if
like
we
popping
have-
around the
Yeah.
corner.
He was totally just listening in the hallway. So, yeah, he pops in now. I have an idea. What if we have this big, like, inter-party rift, but it's very public, and I'm supporting the Lich, and you're clearly not, but you have no choice but to drag me along, and you will convince me otherwise, and we'll figure it out on the road. And then everyone is kind of, you know, we're kind of a mixed bag, and we have some people supporting, but then everyone knows that you're the good guy in this whole situation, and, you know, we could do something like that.
Gingham, do you think this could work? Didn't he say that we all had to swear? Did he say, can we pull off just one or two of us?
Oh, he didn't necessarily say unanimous. I don't see. Oh, that's a nice idea, Jack.
We just need someone who can get close to the Lich, right? That's all we need, because we need to figure out where the stupid soul cage is.
But I worry if we conflict in front of everybody that maybe the Packmasters won't like us all going and not trust that we'll get the job done if we're arguing.
I made a deal. They can't go back on it. We have to go in.
Besides, it's not like they're gonna go into the ruins and get the cards.
Their hands are tied, Gingham.
All right.
And in a way, so is Yuzam's. I mean, ultimately, it's our call what to do with all of these situations because everyone's coming to us begging for help. So it's kind of just up to us to decide what we want to offer. I just think it's going to be a lot harder to deal with this Lich, Krunk, if he doesn't think that we are on his side somehow. We need an opportunity to get close to him to understand where the soul cage is. Because...
Jack! I'm sorry. But I will not be aligning myself with a monster.
So, what do you want to do then?
I want to publicly declare that I will be taking that bastard down. I don't care if it's harder. I don't care if he sees me coming, because he won't be able to stop me.
Chase's face says otherwise.
James!
Jace is like,
To me!
noted.
Krunk, I get it, okay? I mean, I might not feel the same, but I understand why this is difficult for you. Think for a moment, though, what kind of position this puts Yuzam into. Sometimes the best route is the back door.
There's a knock on the door. Pardon me, but we're running late.
Then they'll wait!
Yes, sire.
Listen, it's your call, I guess. You're the main character and all.
Stop saying that, Jack. I hate that damned concept.
Okay, well, I'm just
We
gonna
can go with
give
the
you some
public.
time.
We can go with the public disagreement. I can manage that. But I have fought the claims of being a monster for too long, and every damn effort that I have put in, Jack, to not be associated with something like that. I am not going to stand there and say that I am joining his side. That goes against every day that I have lived since I crawled out of that fucking pit.
Well, I literally can't argue with that, so I'm not going to. I'll just be in the hall, ready whenever you guys are. And Jack will slip out and go chill with the halfling.
The halfling has a goblet and wine ready to pour you.
Not today.
It is the morning.
Yeah. Jack knows he needs to be at 100% for what's about to transpire, so he will politely decline.
It's a day wine, sir.
Oh. Okay.
Very mild.
Jack will take it and act like he knows what that means. The day wine thing.
Whatever it means, it's delicious.
He will only sparingly sip at it, just enough to basically pass off that he's, participating in their customs or whatever.
Nice.
Krunk is standing there, and his big, monstrous hand is flexing in and out of a fist. And he just looks like he is just spaced the fuck out.
Krunk?
What?
Oh, I just wanted to see if you were still here. If that's your decision, I also won't argue it. I understand.
The problem is I also understand, Gingham. I know, I trust Jack. I do. And I have never said no so strongly to him before. And
Right.
I would follow him into fire. I would raid hell to get his soul back if I had to, but I can't do this.
And I think he understands that. Are you concerned about pushing him away?
No, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about all of the people that might be hurt. All of the Hadi. They are asking for me to free them, and they're asking for me to do it in this way. And I'm being held up by what? Principle? Because I don't want to? Because I'm afraid people are gonna think badly of me? And I'm angry, and I'm embarrassed, and I don't know what to do, and it feels wrong, and it feels right at the same time, and I don't know the right way.
Mm-hmm. I don't rightly think there is one in this case.
I need a minute to pray.
I understand. Gingham, like, it's one of those just gentle taps, and then Gingham will go to the door and then stop. Either way, Krunk, I think we could find a way to save them, because we're the way that we are. And then Gingham will leave.
There is an audible crash from when you're out of the room, and it's just Krunk's knees hitting the ground.
Oh,
He's gonna put a hand on the glorious plate, his palm resting on the insignia of Desna, and he is going to pray more fervently than he ever has in his life.
You have any push?
I have one push.
All right, roll me a religion.
Okay. Did you see it tip on the nat 20 and then go to an 8?
Did.
That was nasty. That was messed up. Chase, a 26 doesn't seem very high, so I'm going to spend a hero point.
Yeah, you guys roll 14, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
What about a 35?
35. So, you pray. You feel Desna's presence, but you feel like on this one, this is your path to decide. She's not giving you a nudge one way or the other, but you will gain a push.
Okay. Without feeling like he knows what he's going to say, Krunk is going to exit the room, and he is so torn up about his feelings. It looks like his red eye the red is bleeding over into his other eye. And you guys haven't seen that since the battle.
Ooh. All right. The halfling stands up impatiently, offers Gingham and Krunk some day wine as well. And then who's drinking the wine?
Gingham passes.
Krunk passes. He says, we're running late. We don't have time for wine.
Yes, of course, sire. And he will start scurrying towards the embassy.
Why are you wasting time?
Exactly.
Day wine.
The day wine? Ridiculous.
So inconsiderate.
Why
Time
could you
for
put
day
us
prayers, but
behind?
not day wine. That's how it works.
Hey, we're on a tight schedule.
All right, he leads you back to the embassy and back into the same conference room where you all met with the Pact Masters last. But instead of all the Pact Masters being present this time, it is just Usilkit. And he bows to all of you, all four of his arms crossed in front of him. Good morning to you all. I hope you found your rest and accommodations acceptable.
Acceptable sounds about right.
Good, good. Well, we have 2 meetings lined up for you today. And I imagine that my servant here has taken good care of you, given you your refreshments that you need. You've been well fed from the meals within your room. Ready to start the day.
Let us get on with it then.
Good. We have 2 meetings set up. I am going to stay silent for these meetings, as this is going to be a bit of a practice run for Krunk, becoming one of the Pact Masters. I will just observe. And also, this business does not involve me, and quite frankly, it is all in your decisions. As it involves the ruins of Ko, and yes, I leave it to your decisions, in short. So, if we are ready to begin, and he will gesture to the door, and that servant will leave, he will say, our first guest is a Derhi from the ruins of Ko. Her people lives in the upper city. I should say lived in the upper city, but it has recently been flooded and overtaken by undead. May I introduce you to Shanaka Anisora? And then the doors open, and Princess Gorilla, as you have all been calling her, comes stomping into the room. She puts a hand on her chest. Future Pact Master, associates.
Shanaka, thank you for joining us today. I hear you have business to discuss with me.
Indeed, the same business that we discussed yesterday when we crossed paths. I imagine we have not much to discuss today. I will save both of our time. You will be leaving today, as I understand, to save my city from the flooding and the invading undead.
There are other propositions to be heard, but yes, your proposal is heavy on my mind.
Again, I would like to remind you that the other proposition I know of is from the Hadi, who are vile creatures. I know you will make the right decision if you're going to be a suitable Pact Master.
I will not be pushed one direction or another, Shanaka, and I do not appreciate the implication that you know the correct choice. You are making a request. Phrase it as such.
Roll a political lore, intimidation, or diplomacy.
Hey, intimidation.
Do you speak Mwangi, Krunk?
Yes, I do. 30 intimidation.
She stares at you for a minute and then huffs and nods. And she'll do another fist to the chest. I will respect your decision. Just remember, my people are suffering.
Your people have a place to live, as I understand it, and are merely yearning for their place in the world. I plan on restoring it to them, but I will decide that timeline.
She huffs again, and then she turns around and she leaves.
Gingaman and Jack can probably see that same hand flexing by Krunk's side, like he's stressing.
That was a very quick meeting. Well handled, I would say. You will rule with a firm fist, I see.
I do not need you to be observing how I'm doing this. I know how I'm doing.
That is my job.
Fine. Then keep your opinions to yourself.
I shall do as I wish, as I will remind you I am still the Pact Master in this room.
How about we get started with the next meeting?
There's an audible grinding of teeth.
Yeah, Jack. Yeah, let's send him in, whoever's next. We don't want to waste time.
He'll gesture to the servant, and the doors will open again. And this time, the infernal-looking rat folk, Hadi Yazam, comes walking in. Gingham, this is the one that you met yesterday. He comes skittering in, rubbing his hands together nervously, and then just slams onto the ground, full forehead, onto the stone. Doesn't even look up to speak to any of you. It's an honor to meet all of you. Truly, I am not worthy to be in your presence. You speak to Yazam, a Hadi that serves the Lord Lich Traxima Batoy.
Greetings, Yazam?
Yazam. May I please rise to address you?
Yes, you may do so.
Thank you, Lord. And he stands up and starts nervously rubbing his hands together again. I have a proposition that is from my Lord Traxima. I also feel like I should make sure that we are transparent and you are aware that scrying be upon me from my Lord Traxima. And so in spirit, he is in this meeting. he can see and hear what is happening, and he may communicate with me as well. I will act as his speaker for this meeting.
I understand, and I know the scrying spell that you speak of.
Good. Yes, Lord Krunk and his companions. Lord Trexima cordially invites you to the Phantom Academy within the ruins of Ko to speak with you and ask for your assistance in an urgent matter. Lord Trexima understands that you will accept this invitation with prompt haste, as he knows that there will be respect towards the future Pact Master and the Phantom Academy.
Krunk takes a moment before looking to his companions. And what say you about this proposition?
Yazam looks pointedly at Gingham.
Yeah, is Krunk asking Jack or Gingham or both?
Both of you. He's just addressing you guys as a group.
I think that this is worth hearing out. It's, such a powerful leader in the area. Seems like they would be a valuable contact, at the very least, to just meet with.
And you, Gingham?
Ooh, we get an invitation to an academy too. Maybe we'll learn things.
Yazam looks up at nothing, just like towards the sky. Lord Trexima says that until business is concluded, the academy shall not be a place of learning for outsiders, though if a job is done well, then that could very easily be changed.
See, we are opening more access to education.
Lord Trexima would also like me to add that as an incentive to act with haste, if you were to leave today to the Phantom Academy to speak with Lord Trexima, I, the feeble yet clever Yazam, may escort you to the Phantom Academy. The trek there is perilous, and I am well versed in the safe routes.
And a free guide. What an accommodating guy your master is, Lord Trexima.
Tell Lord Trexima that I look forward to meeting him.
We knew that you would. Lord Trexima thanks you for this future business relationship and looks forward to meeting with you. I shall await you in the gardens, and I may escort you so long as we leave before sunset.
We will get ready with haste.
Thank you. He proffers back down on the ground, forehead to the stone, and then stands up and scuttles out. Very well handled. Lord Trexima is quite the dangerous counterpart if you're to get on his bad side. We have been able to form an amicable relationship with him and the Hadi.
Are there any other meetings that I must attend to?
Those are the only ones. We will not distract you any further from your work. If there is anything you need from us, let us know. As a reminder, we can shorten your journey by letting you use the Witchware Beacon. That will also include Yazam if he is to be your guide.
I thank you. Where would we meet you if we wish to use this beacon?
My office will be just out the door to the north. Jack, you were able to see where it was when you were doing your day of snooping, and he'll give you directions to it. Just come let me know, and I shall take you to the Witchfoot Beacon.
Then I must step away for a moment.
Before I forget as well, here is a map of the ruins of Ko, at least one that is put together by myself. It is not complete, but it shows the general direction to some of the more notable locations. And he'll give you a map. And on this map, it shows how to get to the general locations that you discussed with him earlier, being the domes of Polymatum, the fields of glass, the lower city, the upper now sunken city, and the Well of Oxima, which is the entrance.
I hand the map immediately to Gingham.
Ooh. I'll study it.
I shall get out of your hair.
Thank you.
Silkit, a word real quick. We can step out and leave.
Yes, of course, walk with me.
Okay. Jack will go. Now, you understand, Krunk is yet to fully make decisions about what these dealings will include. We're just meeting with...
Lord Drexima.
Yes, of course.
Your business is not my business in the Krunk. There's a reason we have not made him a Pact Master yet. Whatever may happen, we will not put on the Pact Masters.
Right. I was merely going to suggest that perhaps you hold off on spreading any news when there's really no news to give at this point.
No news shall be spread except to the other Pact Masters, as they are in the know in everything that I know. We are one entity.
Of course.
I will warn you, however, Lord Drexima, let it be known, is so dangerous that even the Pact Masters do not wish to defy his will. We take firm stances on things, as he does not want to trifle with us either, but he is a powerful being. And he is a lich, and if you're not familiar with liches, cannot be destroyed unless you find his soul cage. So if you manage to destroy him and not his soul cage, you're going to make a very powerful recurring enemy.
I understand. What have your dealings been with Lord Drexima up to this point? What has the agreement been?
Knowledge in the fields of polyatom, as well as some trade.
In exchange for him leaving you alone, more or less?
Indeed. He claims to have ownership of the ruins of Ko, and we have gotten him to bend on this slightly.
I see. Okay, well...
The stance is now more he just owns the fields of polyatom. Which is not completely accurate, but we will not openly defy him on this.
A flexible border. Okay. Thanks, I'll let you get to it.
Indeed. Good luck.
Hey there, geeks. Tori here with a quick announcement. First of all, happy holidays. Hope you have a lovely season wherever you are. As for the team here at Level 1 Geek, we'll be taking a couple of weeks off to enjoy the festivities. You can expect our next episode in early January. Head over to our Discord to stay up to date, which is linked in the show notes, and we'll catch you in the new year. Now let's get back to the show.
Back in the throne... Is it a throne room? The meeting room? The conference room. Thank you.
Look, Krunk already has his sights set on being the king of Katapesh.
Back in the conference room, Krunk makes his way over to the corner. Chase, knowing scrying is put on an object, and since Yazam is no longer in the room, I can't be under the effects of scry, right? Correct?
Unless somebody was scrying you directly, which if they fully succeeded, you would know you were being scryed upon, but...
Okay. Well, in that case, Krunk is going to walk over to a plant and promptly throw up. Just so much. Like, sweat beading his brow, hand on the wall to stabilize himself. It just sounds like his whole being is rejecting what just happened.
You're sick in 10. I'm just kidding.
Kind of.
Kingham jumps a little bit. Oh, Krunk.
I'm fine. I just need a minute, please.
Okay. Gingham will gather up the map and leave.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be time where Krunk is just sick with himself, and then he'll gather his strength and go get ready to leave.
Excellent.
Gingham wants
preparation?
Gingham wants to catch Jack after that.
Yeah, sure.
So Gingham's got the map rolled up. Jack,
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to really support Krunk through this one.
I mean, the hard part's over, right?
I
Well,
know.
one of the hard parts.
Oh, the first
I
one, maybe?
Yeah, I suppose actually, now that I think about it, it's probably going to be pretty hard for Krunk to stand in front of a lich and not just immediately try to disintegrate him.
Aye, that's one of the concerns. I just, I worry.
Well, we're committed now, so
We just
the
have
best
to
way out is through.
something like that.
What, are you scared, Gingham?
No. The paper's like shaking a little bit.
Hey, Jack will crouch to get on Gingham's level and look at them. It's gonna be fine.
Well,
We've dealt with worse than this, some washed up lich. In fact, Usilkit just told me that they made a deal with him, and he used to claim ownership over the whole ruins of Ko, and now he's content to just claim the domes. This guy seems like a pushover. I'm sure we'll be fine. Jack is lying, to be clear, but he's trying to buoy up Gingham.
It's the puppy head tilt, like, right?
Hey, remember? We fooled a dragon and cleaned out its hoard. We can do this. Easy.
That was just as scary.
And we're alive. And the richer for it. I think this will turn out just the same. Come on, chin up, Gingham. And Jack will literally, like, kind of knock your chin a little.
All right.
We can't. Krunk is already in dire straits. We gotta be 100%.
You're right. I'm going to go make copies of this map if you wanted to help.
Okay. Sure.
Sibling bonding time.
Yeah, Jack looks like that is not what he wanted to do, but he will allow it.
Gingham straightens with that. Chase, do I need to roll craft to duplicate these maps, or can I just...
Nah, you can duplicate them. It's fine.
You've got a copy machine in your room.
Yeah. There you go.
I just put gum in my mouth. I should be doing this.
We should probably find out, like, what kinds of things, what just basic supplies we will need going into the ruins. So actually, Jack will help you with, like, the first copy, see that Gingham has got it from here, and then he'll go do that kind of basic research. Probably he'll go talk to Usilkit, I assume. Or maybe Yusam, both probably, just to get an idea of what kinds of supplies he should scrounge up. He's not counting on Krunk to think about that now.
You're gonna talk to Zam about it?
I'll probably start with Usilkit, and then I will go talk to Yuzam though, because he knows these, like, secret routes, and he might recommend some specific things for this particular meeting.
Gotcha. For traversing the ruins of Ko, typical adventuring gear, I would expect on staying there overnight occasionally if you get stuck, since there is no way to teleport back out. We can leave an exit for you at the Witchweird Beacon. We give you a little stone, and when you approach the place where it teleported you out from, if you return there, the portal will open back up for you as long as you present the stone. Staves and wands are particularly powerful in the ruins of Ko. They seem to function with more potency. Be careful with potent magic, as it can have strange effects in different parts of the ruins. Occasionally, non-magical elixirs do not function in there. That is a thing that I've learned. Magical potions, though, do seem to work. It gets dark, so perhaps if your eyes struggle to see in the dark, you may want to bring something to prepare for that. And also, as long as everything functions as we have studied, the Well of Oxima at the entrance is extremely hot, to the point where you feel like when you first enter, your skin is going to boil off of your body. But it seems that the well tends to put a protection around everybody, but who's to say that that does not sometimes get disabled? We have had no problems with it, but I always don't trust it, and I bring elixirs to prepare for such heat, just in case.
That seems like a good idea. Jack underlines, like, salamander elixir.
If you are to help Shananka, her city is underwater, so I don't know how you are traversing the waters, but there could be some concoctions to help you with breathing and swimming and those
Right.
sorts of things. There is also multiple undead she claims in her city, so any tools that you may want to prepare for undead, there are many of them.
Okay, well, thanks, you Silkit.
So bow.
And then I'll go talk to Yuzam to get the lowdown from him, if there's anything he wants to add.
He'll give you like a similar list to what Usilkit gave to you, and then he'll end it with a pointed stare of, but under Lord Trexima's gracious authority, I'm sure you won't need anything. You can tell he's trying to communicate that he's still being watched.
Right. The gracious Lord Trexima. Can't wait to meet the guy. Alright, Jack will leave it at that then. He does not want to endanger Yuzam.
Excellent. Pointedly, he leaves off the undead preparation off the list.
Okay. Jack will actually chat with Yuzam for a few more minutes. Not about anything important, but I want to analyze his idiolect.
Okay.
So smart. I love that you do that.
Could be useful later.
Hmm.
So,
Yep, I like it. Okay.
okay.
All right. Any other preparations?
Yes, I want to prepare how to kill Lich. I want to know what I need to have in order to decimate a
I should have asked Yuzam.
undead.
So if we wanted to kill Lord Trexima, what
Yeah.
would you say?
How's that looking? How's that work?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a religion, M.
Shit. Okay. 35.
35, you have no idea. The only thing you've heard of is that they are basically reborn over and over again unless you can manage to destroy a thing called a soul cage.
What about just hurting undead?
Hurting undead is, you don't know about liches specifically, but if they are standard undead, then I don't remember what positive energy is called, but whatever that stuff is called now, that's
Vitality?
what harms them. That sounds right.
Oh my gosh. Desna blessed me with Scouring Post with Pulse, which I think does vitality damage.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah,
is the anti-undead
persistent.
spell.
Each
Mhm.
creature in an area takes 68 vitality damage and must attempt basic reflex save. They also take persistent vitality damage and they emit bright light. Cool.
We did learn a little bit about the Moxie Lich, just that they
Yeah.
resist fire rather than cold, and they're a
Mhm.
bit more powerful than regular Lich. Also, Krunk, you saw this Lich at the carnival, so whenever you meet him, you're gonna be able to get knowledge, right?
Yep.
Or yeah.
I don't remember if we did this. Knowing Trexima's name, is there a knowledge to roll specifically on Trexima?
Yes, I believe you actually already rolled it when we first met him, and you got that he was a Moxie Lich. But you didn't get the crit success to know about him specifically.
Fine.
I will tell you with your knowledge, he's not like a super world-renowned Lich like the Whispering Tyrant or anything like that.
Chase, can I get just like a non-magical mask to wear?
Sure.
I feel like Krunk is going to need to have some way to hide his emotions a little bit while dealing with this guy.
What kind of mask?
What a good question. I think that it should be like a demon mask, maybe?
Cool.
Like just something that's like vaguely scary and just like very.
Do you want Jack to go get this while he's shopping, or is Krunk gonna
Yes,
pick out his own?
please.
Okay.
It'll be interesting to see what Jack brings back for him.
A clown mask.
Maybe it's just a very pale, smooth mask, or I don't care.
Really quick with the elixirs, do we want moderates that protects from extreme but not incredible?
Chase, with all of my checks
Whoa.
beforehand, do I know what severity the heat is going to be here?
We will say that with the description that Usilkit gave, and with your knowledge checks, it's incredible.
It is incredible.
Oof.
Gingham's
But
gonna
apparently there's a
turn to
magical
ash.
protection that kicks in right away. So
Right, but if it fails, we'll be screwed.
it's like you're gonna kill over instantly. You would start taking fire damage every minute.
It would be a mad dash to get out. So maybe something with fire resistance would be more useful if we're not going to get protection from incredible heat.
That would. I'm weak to fire.
Right.
How much damage
Don't
do you
giggle.
take from incredible heat?
It ranges from like 6d6 to 20d6 every minute.
I don't like that you giggled when I said I was weak to it.
I just pictured Gingham just immediately bursting into
on fire.
flames.
There's a pile of ash with the hat. For some reason, the hat didn't bite it.
I thought I had something to give myself resistance with it.
I have eat fire. I don't know if that counts.
You're going to be eating it again and again and again.
Listen.
Just eating the weather. Ah, it's so
I gain
hot.
resistance
The air
5.
is hot. I'm eating it. Chase, can I also hawk this cutlery that I swiped from the table?
Yep, you sure can. Roll me a flat check.
Okay.
How much is a 4th level wand?
4th level is 700 gold.
If we did that, we could cast it, the same spell, at 4th level, and it would be resistance 10 to 2 creatures. And we could just use that once a day instead of a one-time use. And we can even overcharge it to do it twice. And maybe it won't break.
And the wands are more powerful, apparently.
Yeah,
Inside
exactly.
everyone's-
Oh, yeah. Wands are more
yeah.
powerful here.
Okay.
Okay, so we get a wand of
4th level resist energy.
instead. Okay, so that's 700. What and then but what about and you have the dwarf, so you don't
Yeah.
need it.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Okay, great. Let's do that instead, Chase.
Okay.
That's a normal or a common spell, right?
Yes, it is
Okay.
common.
Okay. That's what I'm looking for then. I'm looking oh, I rolled a 16 on my flat check, by the way.
Good.
Okay. And I want to sell the cutlery and then pick up a wand, and I would like to try and get a discount. Please.
Oh yeah, roll it up.
Okay, I'm going to do diplomacy. Birch is helping me. And he critically succeeds. So he looks real cute and adorable on my shoulder.
Oh, that's such a good bargaining tool. I'd
Yeah,
give it
and I
discuss.
scritch him under the chin and I say, hey, my pet here is just really struggling in the heat, and it would be really great if you could please just give us a good deal on this.
It's a gnome lady and her eyes practically turned to hearts.
Please. Okay, diplomacy. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, I
no.
rolled a 2. I'll use a hero point.
What'd you get?
Well, I got a 28.
28 is a success.
Oh, okay, that's good enough for me. I don't need to crit this.
Okay, what's your total cost?
700, and then I guess, could I use this diplomacy to sell the cutlery too, or do you want me to make another one for that check?
No, you can do that.
Okay. So I paid 269.
Not
What
bad.
a deal.
That's really great.
So I come back with this wand and a mask for Krunk. And actually, instead of, I'm just gonna kind of ding dong ditch Krunk's door and just leave this little bundle of stuff. The mask is a very stoic, I think a stoic golem kind of face. Just
Oh!
stone looking. Obviously it's not actually stone, but it just looks almost like a statue mask.
That is so cool.
And with this little bundle, so the wand and the mask, Jack has hastily scribbled a little note that just says, I know today was hard. More of it to come. Hang in there. We're with you.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna take everything in him not to just ugly cry. And then he fails and it's just snot and tears. And Desta, you came by my friends for a reason.
Krunk or Jack is around the corner, like, "Oh, I'm really glad I did not stick around for
Bone crushing hug, thinking about his ribs being intact.
So, because this might become relevant, just so you guys know.
Oh.
I have a feat that lets me attempt a deception check even against spells and like magical effects or like reading my mind. I can lie so well, I can lie in my brain.
That's so Jack. That is so Jack.
So that's a thing. I have a spell, Chase. I don't know if we'll use it, but it's called Shadow Spy, where I create a half-real homunculus that can go spy. That's different from scrying. That's not a spell that's going to blow up my brain, right?
Allegedly.
Okay. Well, I've asked everything I can think to ask. Whatever else is coming, I will just say that we've done the best we can.
Yeah. Stressful.
Do you want like a veil of privacy too, Krunk? Like, do we want to just get a couple scrolls of that maybe?
Yeah, that's a
or
great
I could
idea.
try to overcharge my wand, I guess.
Then overcharging a wand. So after you cast it once per day, you can attempt to cast it one more time, overcharging it at the risk of destroying it. It's a DC 10 flat check. On a success, the wand is okay. Never mind. On a success, it's just broken. On a failure, it's destroyed.
Oh. Okay.
Either way, we're breaking the wand.
And then
just
if anybody-
how badly.
And no spell is cast.
Yep.
Okay. In that case, Jack is gonna forgo his own veil of privacy and
That makes
instead
sense.
give it to Krunk.
Cool.
Oh.
Because the reason Jack cast that is he doesn't want to be scryed by his mom. But if we're going into ruins where scrying is apparently difficult or impossible, he feels like maybe he can be safe for a day.
Okay. That's smart.
Is it? We'll find out. We'll see.
Ah,
Maybe
I
your
mean,
mom will die.
I'll just cast it on you.
Perfect.
So, yeah, you have that effect.
Hey, Chase, if I use my Magus ring in here, will I explode?
What does your Magus ring do?
I have a once per day, the ring transports you and any items you're wearing or holding from your current space to an unoccupied space that you can see within range equal to your speed.
Could be dangerous.
Could be dangerous.
And my cloak, too. My cloak teleports me, so...
Yeah, but it's not limited to long range teleportation.
All right, no blipping in here. Got it.
Damn, I've
Mhm.
been excited to blip.
I mean, you still could.
no,
You can explode.
You might just
That's
blip
fine.
harder than you intend.
You might blip straight out of existence, fool. Okay.
Okay. Let's do this. Or Katie, Gingham, any last stuff for you?
I think we're good.
Cool.
Okay. So as we're on the way to, I guess, the gate or the which weird
Yeah, the witch word beacon.
the beacon. Jack pats his chest. He's like, "Hey, look what they gave me. Shiny new rune. It's a rune of misleading." He says, "So I can go that way and it'll look like I'm going that way, but really I'll be invisible and then I can sneak up behind the person and, you know, I feel like they know me so well."
It's perfectly suited to you, Jack. It looks very nice.
What'd you guys get?
So for you two, you guys haven't gotten yours yet. And actually, because Jack's had to be inscribed ahead of time. But as you guys are approaching the Witchword Beacon, they will have the Pact Masters there to see you off, and they will be holding the gifts for you two.
Oh. Is this my my bargain, my deal?
Usilkit is there with them as well. Indeed, these are the gifts. These are the gifts that are part of the deal. You said it correctly. We already took care of Jack's for him, as it needed to be inscribed on his weapon. And they will take cloths off the items. Krunk, do you want to
It's on
describe
his
what yours
armor,
is?
idiot. Sorry.
Do we want to do Gingham's first?
Oh gosh, what does the gala look like? I think it's just a cube. Pocket Gala looks like a little aristocratic home or a simple castle.
Oh my gosh.
Like
Nice.
it's bitty.
They lift it up, and what does it look like, Gingham?
This is just a little bitty castle.
Gingham,
what
they
it
made you a
is.
dollhouse. It's perfect.
That sounds so offensive for a poppet. Sounds like the most racist shit ever.
But Gingham goes up to it and pokes it. I don't think I'll fit in that. Oh. Wait. Gingham takes it. Is this the kind that makes it really big if you put it down somewhere?
Indeed. So do not activate it here, please.
All right. Gingham disappointedly puts it away.
And Krunk, for yours, this is the reason we asked for your weapons. We removed some of the runes and we moved them into this. And he gestures at one of the other pact masters who lifts off a cloth on a long sword. And why don't you go and describe what your sword looks like?
This sword is pretty massive. It is approximately the same size as Krunk's bastard sword. It's got more of a curve to it, though, with some jagged edges along the spine. This looks like an ornate weapon with like a deeply desert theme. It's got a red and gold sash coming off the hilt and a turquoise gem set in the hilt.
Gorgeous. A pact master out in the field requires the utmost finely crafted protection.
It's stunning. And Krunk will run his thumb across the runes and it like lights up as his thumb passes over them. And you can see that this is a +3 greater striking sword. And it has the corrosive and serrating runes moved onto it as well.
Of course it is. Everything is more finely crafted in Katapesh.
So you took these off of my bastard sword.
Yes, that is why we borrowed it yesterday.
Krunk will take his sword that Gingham gave him off of his hip. Look at it for a second. He's gonna hand it to a Silket. Be like, put this in my room for me, would you? Or have someone do it for you.
Yes, of course. He snaps two of his hands.
Hold on, just a second. Just really quick. I mean, we don't know exactly what we're walking into. Why don't we just hold on to it ourselves? Here, I'll just put it in my bag.
Oh, don't worry about it, Jack. I can keep it in my bag.
No, it's fine, Krunk. I don't want you to have any distractions on your mind. Please, let me carry this for you. As a favor.
I suppose. He's gonna hand it over. Take care of it. I was going to save it for later. It's the one Gingham gave me. I called it Token.
Yeah, I know the one.
And this one picks up the new sword as Jack tucks the token away into his bag. I think I'll call it Authority. Is Gingham having any reaction? As much as Gingham's unmoving face can?
I think Jack would probably see it because his perception's so damn high. The orange in Gingham's eyes dims just a little bit. But they're like putting on an admiration of like, it's really well crafted, Krunk.
It really is.
Hi.
And you don't mind, right? It's not like you made Token. And I'm not getting rid of Token. Very precious to me. I'm just this one for a while.
Hi. Of course.
Yeah, I think it suits you, Krunk. This is cool. This is a good symbol of, stepping into a new role. It's good. Right,
Yeah.
Gingham? We can be supportive.
Progress. Gingham inches more towards Jack. Right, so should we go?
Let's do it.